Hey everybody, welcome to Black Hollywood Live, where we will be talking about Queen Sugar episode 3. Tune in. Hey you guys, welcome back. We are here to talk about Queen Sugar episode 3. We are missing Shaka today, so I'm filling in. It's your girl Kels. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Urban Gypsy LA.
Hi guys, I'm Mo, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MO Classified.
And I am Anjy Scates, and you can find me on Twitter at Anjy_Skates and on the gram at Big_Anj.
Yes, today it's ladies' night tonight, you guys.
Wow.
So tonight's episode, let's get straight into it. It was called "What Do I Care for Morning," and the show opens up with Vi and Hollywood waking up in the morning. What do you guys think?
My favorite couple. I'm glad that we started this night with them two together in bed, waking up, loving on each other because they both need it.
Yeah. Hello.
I agree, everything she said. My favorite couple, and I'm glad they back together. No problems,
Me too.
Head over heels.
I was worried about them for a little bit. I just want to know, am I the only one that thinks that this might be one of the best love stories we've seen on TV?
In a long time. Maybe ever. I don't think I've ever seen a middle-aged couple like this so much in love. Like, neither one of them have kids. Neither one of them have, not that much baggage.
Not much baggage, right.
And they're, really fresh. And I love it. Like, I ain't never seen nothing like it. And I'm erring on the auntie-ish side.
Right.
So, I'm really connecting with Auntie Vi, right?
I like them. For the same reasons. I really don't even know why I love them so much, but I do love how Hollywood loves Vi out of everything. That's what I think I like the most. I just feel like he puts, her over everything in the world. And I'm just like, oh.
He definitely does, and it just makes Auntie Vi look that much more younger.
Exactly.
Right, and I think we like it too because, like you said, we haven't seen this type of couple, and there's always that idea, after a certain age for Black women, if we don't find love, it's over for us. Yeah. So we're seeing that it's just getting started.
Auntie Vi's like, no, honey, let me show you.
Right.
Exactly. And Hollywood, he's like a real man. He a real ass man.
Right, especially him and that commitment that he gave her this episode.
Right.
I'm thinking that was unquestionable. It's no doubt about it. I'm committing to you, woman.
Well, I was just thinking, we spend our whole lives letting work and other things interfere in the development of personal relationships, right? Mm-hmm. And they're at this age where they can't really afford to let work 5 months of this get in the way of that. So when he got called back to the rig, and I'm like, damn, are we really finna let this job get in the way of this blossoming love affair right now? No. And then when he didn't, I was like, yes, Hollywood, you did the right thing.
Right. And I love that Auntie Vi didn't ask him or pressure him to do it. He came up with the idea on his own, and she's like, "Are you sure?"
Right. I was like, "Yes, he's sure."
Don't try
to second guess. And she like, "Well, okay, all right then."
So after that scene, we see Micah at Nova's house, and we find out that he still isn't eating. He's sleeping all day. He's just basically depressed. So how do we? I know we talked about that a little bit last week. What do you guys think? What are we going to do with Micah?
It takes a village, and I think they're all doing their part. You got Ralph Angel, speaking knowledge to him. Charlie is, trying to do it. Nova is there for him. Auntie Vi is there. Now Hollywood is back. I think it's a family effort. And he has his dad, Davis, too.
Right.
He's surrounded with love and support, and I think that's exactly what it's going to take to help him move over this slump, this period, and how to cope with it,
Right. I'm still wondering what's going on, of course. I'm worried about him myself. But I thought he would have opened up to Nova, and I see that he didn't, so I'm just like, what is it going to take, or what's going to be the breaking point to make him finally spill whatever it is?
So do you think something else happened that we don't know about?
Definitely, because I feel like he's too distraught. Just like last week, Shaka was saying,
we missing something.
Exactly. Or he was just being too extra. And now, last week, I didn't think he was being too extra. I'm like, the guy went to jail. He's never been to jail. He's, entitled kid. He just knows nothing about this. But this week, I'm like, you're still not talking. You're still not eating. I do think you're being extra, but it's a reason for you being extra. So I'm ready to know.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's loaded. I think he's dealing with that transition of really losing his innocence and discovering what it means to be a black man in this world and how to navigate that as an entitled, black man. And there's a lot of things that his parents are getting divorced. I feel like he's really hit
tug of war.
Yeah, he's like at a point of coming in his manhood, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's not always something pretty to deal with.
Yeah, I do agree with that, because after he leaves Nova's house, he's in the car with Charley, and he's like, you guys are fighting over money. So we're forgetting that the divorce is still fresh for him. This is still something he's learning to cope with. He's moved from LA to the South. Like, he has all these things, and now he just got arrested. Yeah. So, it's a lot for a young man out here. Yeah. So after that, we see Charley and Ralph Angel go at it again. She basically kind of knocks him for having this side hustle idea. Do you guys think his idea is bad? Whose side are you on?
Honestly, last season, Charley was my girl. I was aligned with her. I was with her when she's making these decisions. This season, I don't know. I kind of asked myself, Charley, are you a monster? Because you kind of doing monster stuff right now to your own family, and I don't like it. I don't really like how it looks on you. I don't like how it looks on your family. Right. What are you doing, girl? So I'm definitely on Ralph Angel's side at this point. For sure.
I agree with both of them, actually. I agree with Ralph Angel. It's a smart decision to try to have your little side hustle to make some money until the sugarcane actually gets, flowing. But I agree with Charley because, they're in the game with some big competitors, and it's they won't take you serious if you making decisions like that. I can see he's thinking, I'm trying to make money now, but Charlie's no, the bigger picture overall, it might take some losing before we win, but we want them to take us serious.
Okay, so kind of getting into predictions, do you guys think that they would sue him if he goes and pushes forward with the will that he has? He's been holding on to that for a little bit now.
I think Charley would, but I think it's going to take something else, not just because the will is the farm is now his. I think it's going to take a lot more to go along with it for her to sue him. But I feel at the end all be all, if it came down to it, tooth and nail, she would sue him for something.
I think she would too.
Yeah, but it just depends on what that serious
there's
is.
There's a lot going on here, but I just want to say, first of all, Ralph Angel knows his worth, and he is not going to be compromised by Charley or anybody else.
Right.
And it's important that we all know our worth.
Yes,
Do you know your worth, girl?
I know my worth.
Do you know your worth, girl? I know my worth too. And I got something that's going to help you discover what your worth is, especially if you are trying to estimate what your skills are in the tech industry. Dice is a company that has been connecting tech pros with job opportunities for over 20 years, okay? And now they're a full-bloom career hub.
Wow.
And they're delivering the tools and resources that you'll need to manage your career, okay? Over 70,000 listings, right?
Wow.
Definitely.
I heard that they'll even show you which skills you have. They'll let you know, how to market yourself, basically.
And I think that's important, whether you're working in the sugarcane fields, whether you're working in film and television or in education. It is important that you know your skill set, you know how to maximize your skill set, and how to get out into the workforce and look for opportunities.
Definitely.
So speaking of, we also have Mr. Henry. He comes and steals from them.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So
you wait first. I want to tell them where they can learn more.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, girl.
So,
let them know.
Okay. Let me finish. Right. So you can learn more at dice.com/ you can hack it. Yeah, that's it.
Can you hack it? No, / can you hack it?
Oh, can you hack it?
Yes. Say it one more time.
One
for
more
the
time,
listeners.
Whoa.
Dice.com / can you hack it?
One more time.
Can you hack it?
Dice.com / can you hack it?
Hack your career with Dice.
All right, now back
So we're
to
talking
Henry.
about the tech. We don't even have to get to Henry yet. Let's first start with the fact that there was a drone flying over the field.
And they could have hurt Baby Blue in his overalls.
Definitely.
Looking so cute with his country twang.
I know.
That was crazy. So then I love the scene when Ralph Angel goes and confronts him by himself. But again, we're at odds again with Charley because she didn't agree with that.
Right.
And then they come back again with Henry. So what do you guys think?
I just hate how grimy they can be and they can play. And I hate that Ralph Angel couldn't fight him or beat him up because they like pulled the, you know, the jail card on him. Like, you're gonna go back to jail. And I'm like, I hate that they can hang that over his head, or any black man at that. I feel like that's always like the case in those type of predicaments.
Right. Yes.
But I just hate, how grimy they can be and like.
And get away with it.
Exactly.
I feel like the power dynamic is always so that the black man, the man of color, the poor person in that position is always acquiescing to the white man in power. And Ralph Angel could have set it off and, you know, made it a physical thing. But I like the fact that he showed restraint. And he is thinking bigger picture. And he went in there and, you know, roughed him up a little bit, but really didn't. And then, you know, Charlie's pissed at that. But then she goes in there and does the same thing. And my thinking is in her way. But they're stronger together than they are separate. So I think it's like Nova is earth, and then you have Charlie, who's fire, and then you have Ralph Angel, who is water, because he can be what he needs to be, you know,
when he needs to be
it. Right. So they're stronger together than they are separate, and they're gonna have to unite all three of them to take down the Boudreaux and the Landrys.
Right. And then I think like Charlie made a good point saying, what did she say? You should ask yourself that question. Like, because he was saying, like, do you think you could really compete with us? And she's like, no, you need to ask yourself that question. And I think the same, like, you obviously think we can compete with you, and that's why you're, like, doing all of these low blows and, like, you know, at my house in the middle of the night and sending drones. Like, if you weren't worried about me, you wouldn't be doing
that. Exactly. And then I also love when she goes in there and she keeps calling them boys.
Boys.
Oh, yes.
That was classic.
With a smile.
Like, because you never see a woman in power be able to flip it on them like that. Because they like to call black men boys so much. So she come in there, boys. How you like that?
And she said it a couple times. I'm like, Charlie, get
say
them.
it one more time, and she did. Like, okay.
So we kind of touched on the man. Let's get into Nova on this episode and her witty banter with this new sexy black man.
Right. No, I just love her with the black men in general. Like, not even just, what was his name, Mr. DeBow? Yeah, not him, but the guy, the barber last episode. I'm just liking this whole bond and vibe that she has with black men. It's totally different from her white counterpart that she was in love with. But, you know,
and not to take any away from that connection. Exactly, but this connection is different.
Exactly.
But the connection with the white men seemed very sexual, and that's it. And, like, we were talking about this last week. As soon as the sex is over, it's almost like this, she's almost disgusted with herself and the situation. But this interaction with the black man, she lights up.
Right. This doctor in particular, there's there's like a sapiosexual connection. Like, there's the intellect, and in that conversation, because, you know, guys, they'll come strong the first time or even the second time, but that third come through is like a lot of times they fall off and get a little comfortable, lazier, weak, but he just kept coming with them, like,
push through, Mr. Dubois.
And I'm
push
like,
through. I loved it. And he even, like, blew her a little kiss at the end when she was getting in the... It was amazing. Let's also talk about when all the family came together again and surprised Auntie Vi. What you guys think?
I just love how Hollywood like, if they're good, everybody's good.
That is so true.
Right. So it's like she's kind of taking on the role of, you know, the matriarch of the family. Like, she was like the grandmom or, you know, just the head lady, and they just accept Hollywood for who he is. Like, I love that.
Right.
Was anybody else confused why he was discussing the will with the parole officer? Like,
me neither. I didn't know if he didn't know who to, like, I don't know, if he didn't know who to tell or whose role is what.
Why? I think is that already in play? Like, is that something that's already, he can't take that back, even though Charlie now said that, like...
We're talking about Ralph Angel, right?
Right, yeah.
I think it's just because he already knows how his sisters react to everything, and so he needed to talk to somebody that wasn't in the family. Okay. Because if you tell Auntie Vi, she could hold water, but for how long before she's on your head telling you need to say something? Right. So I think he just needed somebody that had an outside opinion, and he needed to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then...
what?
Like, I really love the Iyanla and Oprah plug.
Yes, that shameless plug.
Like, I was like, aren't we watching On?
Right.
On, yes.
On. Watching On. Only Oprah can do that.
Exactly. I loved it. I did.
Literally. So, yeah. Oh, the part when Kofi and Micah end up talking. I personally... I wanted Kofi to say something profound, and all he said was "keep your head up."
Right. swear I did.
I thought it was going to be a real
he about
moment.
to give him, some experience of him in jail or something.
Yeah, me too. And I think that will come. I think that Charley is a barrier in between that bonding with uncle and nephew.
I can see that now, yeah.
But I think that will eventually come, and he's probably going to be the person that kind of pulls Micah out of that.
I think so too, and I thought it was going to happen then, but I still do think it will come.
But I think, in honesty, it was perfect because everybody's been, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And so I think, I was about to call him Kofi. I think Ralph Angel knows that he doesn't need all of that. He just needs that quick, keep your head up. Yeah. You know, like, I see you, the door is open.
Right.
He needs
that. I mean, that's what men do. Yeah. Like, we're all just like extra emotional and, you know.
Express yourself.
Because, like, his mom, like, do you want to talk? And I'm like, those are the worst words to, like, say to a guy. Like,
to me, too. I don't want to talk about nothing.
Right. Like, I'm just about to overflow.
Except, can we talk about the fact that the scene with Davis and Charley, we got a lot of reveals there?
Right.
Okay. I need you guys to explain what was revealed when Davis said... He was talking about how he didn't have a father growing up, and then he went into Charley's relationship with her mom and dad, but it went so fast, I feel like I missed it.
So, he was saying how she had such a good relationship with her dad, even though he had already had, or they had different moms. Basically, the reveal was that Charley has a different mom, and she grew up in California, and then Nova and Ralph Angel grew up in Louisiana with the dad.
But I almost thought that he was saying that the dad was with Charley's mom and had those two kids on Charley's mom.
Yes. Oh, okay, I thought so
but
too.
I'm
like, I got confused.
Why was she in California? That means at one point he had to be in California with Charley's mom too,
and then left. It sounds like he left them to go start the family with Ralph Angel, or
maybe she left him.
I don't know.
And went to California to get away from the fact that you just had two kids on me.
I don't know. Either way,
because Charley is the oldest, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now I think about it, because you would think it would be like he left Nova's mom and went and cheated and then came back, but that's not the case.
But I think this is why she has such a hard time with what Davis did, and I was really surprised that she let it affect the way that they raised their son so much. Like, I was really disappointed in her reaction in that, and I felt like she was just like making it about her when it's not really about you and what happened between you and Davis. Like, clearly Micah needs his dad, and I was getting really upset that it wasn't getting to her, and it wasn't until she saw Ralph Angel in Blue that it finally clicked. But I'm thinking, because of the situation with her dad, this is why she has issues within the scope.
So do you feel like she should do partial custody with him?
I think she needs to do joint custody.
Yes.
Yeah,
really? Me too. I even said that last week.
You can still see him without having custody like that.
But why? Why can't he have custody? I don't know. You know, like, I feel like it's not that crucial. Yeah, like, I feel like he's not been beating on Micah, or he hasn't done anything to Micah specifically where he doesn't deserve to have joint custody.
I guess I just feel like, has she done anything to make him think that he won't be able to see him at all, you feel? Now that they're in the same city?
No, but I think Davis knows how cutthroat Charley is, and to protect himself, he's saying, look, this is on paper that this is our son, and we are raising our son.
This is true.
And he seemed pretty excited about it, like, when he got dropped off at the end of the episode. Yeah, I feel like he was just like... overwhelmed, like, I got my son.
For a moment, did you guys think Charley was staying too?
I wrote it down. I was like, is Charley spending the night?
She wrote her little suitcase in there, and I'm like, oh,
what's going on right here?
Like, this too soon.
I was like, that's why she's trying to run away from Hollywood and Vibe. Like, she's trying to get over there. But she walked right back out. But I actually wrote that down. I'm like, is she spending the night?
Is she about to... But she definitely wasn't. She even reminded him, look, if you mess up, we're done.
Right.
And Davis is not as big of a monster as I thought he was either, because he knew about the forgery. Exactly. And he said that he had never intended on, like, you know, putting it out there like that. Right. And I just feel like, okay, because I would have been like...
Right. And he still, it's like he just wanted to let her know, like, don't play with me. But at the same time, like, I'm not trying to play with you either. Right. Like, I'm not even about the game. I just want my son. But like, he could have made a bigger deal out of it. Right. But he didn't.
Yeah, he's basically saying, like, we're still a team. Right. So you needed to sign my name. I know you're going to do what you need to do. Right. Do you.
And I'm going to do what I need to do, too, which is...
get custody of my son.
Exactly, yeah. And let you know I know.
So moving into predictions, what do you guys predict will happen next week?
I think... Oh.
No,
or is there something else y'all want to talk about?
I think we covered all the big stuff.
Yeah.
I think that Darla's gonna serve papers. She gonna try to get custody or joint custody.
Yeah, we didn't see her at all this episode.
Blue. That's because she plotting somewhere.
And she,
oh my gosh!
She's away. She's scooting out of the
she
picture.
Gonna come get him. I think, like we talked about earlier, I think Ralph Angel is gonna play more of an instrumental role in Micah and kind of shaping him in that. And I think Charley, like, this is the closest that we've seen Charley and Ralph Angel. I think we're going to see a new alliance form with them too as well. And then Nova's going to be off in La La Land getting her groove back like Stella. Right. I don't know. And then what you got, girl?
Okay, I did want to bring up Charley and Ralph Angel after the guy came and stole from them, and how Ralph Angel wanted to give him a second chance, and then Charley's like, no.
Right.
Like, I feel like they both had good points, but I kind of think I would have went with Charley, because I just feel like, I don't know, when it comes to business or when it comes to, like, I don't know, maybe life in general, it's like, you steal from me, like, you got to learn a lesson.
Right.
Like,
right.
You can't
I feel
just
like the lesson wasn't necessarily for James Henry. I don't know. I made that name Henry, whatever his last name was. It wasn't for him. It was more so for the Landrys.
Right.
So
but
I kind of.
It's like, I don't care if you're working for them. How dare you work for them and steal from me?
But I think the lesson here is that he was forced into this box.
Right.
And that was the human side of that situation that Ralph Angel helped bring to Charley. Like, yeah, you can think like a corporation like this country does, or you can bring it back down to a human level and say, look, this is what really matters. This is the man who has a family, who needs to feed his family, and you're talking about prosecuting him for
But don't feed your family at my expense either.
Okay, but still, like, that, I feel like that brought the humanist back into that situation. And I think a lot of times when we deal with each other, we have that in mind. We're dealing as brands or as corporations. We're human.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah,
and
I agree with that.
That did help her soften and go see him in the room like, okay, let me see you as a father. Let me not see you as the little brother who's always messing up. Like, you're a grown man and you need a second chance.
Yeah. I agree. Like I said, they both had good points to me, but I was just trying to figure out who's really, like,
they both
being the most logical at this point, or like making the most sense in this situation.
Yeah, they balance each other out, man.
Yeah.
They do. They really do. Do you have predictions for next week?
I don't know. Of course, I'm excited about Hollywood and Vi, and I don't know, all that they are moving into, I guess, like they about to move in together full time. He about to get a new job, so it's gonna be some transitions that they gotta survive, but I'm excited about that and him staying there in the long term. Other predictions, I guess just that will, like, Charley and them suing him or not suing him, or just how they're gonna react in general. Up. Yeah, because even Nova, I feel like we can't necessarily pinpoint how she's gonna feel about it either. Like, usually she's just like cool and just like whatever with it, but I don't know, maybe she'll be a little upset as well. Yeah I think that's my prediction. I feel like we're gonna even see Ralph Angel blow up on Charley, because he kind of keeps his cool with her even though she's mad disrespectful on a regular basis. So once that will comes up, I feel like, because even when she gave him like, I'm going to sign off for you to have your little side hustle, he was, you could kind of see in his eyes, like, oh, so you going to sign off on it, huh? Like, it's my farm, though, and you don't even know. So I feel like it's going to end up blowing up because she's not going to receive it well at all.
He's just waiting for that like, you say the wrong thing.
Exactly. Yep. All right, you guys. So that concludes tonight's after show for Queen Sugar. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you come back next week. I'm your girl, Kels. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at TheUrbanGypsyLA.
All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'm Mo. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at MOClassified.
And make sure you come back next week. I'm your girl, Anjy. You can find me on Twitter at Anjy_Scates and on the gram at Big_Anj.
Bye.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Crispin, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.